It's podcast time, baby.
That I started then?
Yeah, that is it. Yeah.
Okay. Welcome to the
I've
Boy
just
Time
eaten
podcast.
a rice cake for the first time ever.
What do you think? Are you on board?
I thought it was tasty, baby.
Nice.
Papa gonna need some more rice cake, baby.
Yeah,
I suck your dick, baby.
For a bulker like yourself, how many rice cakes would you need to put away?
1,000.
1,000
Yeah,
rice cakes. Sweet.
Should be fine.
For a BFM, a big fat monkey like me, I have to only eat a couple of them, otherwise too many calories.
I just want to say you're looking real good
Thank you, appreciate
recently.
that.
I like it when you lose weight.
I like it when I lose weight. I think everybody does because I'm unhealthy when I'm
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
You know, I might die.
Yeah. Oh, you're
so-
very close to death.
Yeah, so I think it's important to not die just so soon. And you're also
Thank you,
looking
you.
great
Yes,
too.
thank you.
Like you kind of remind me of like a slightly older
Leonidas
Zac
said
Efron.
300. Oh yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, do you see the footage of Zac Efron when they're filming Baywatch? And there was just some girl's job was just to spray him with water, and he's
No.
just jacked. And they're
I would do
spraying him.
that job,
Great job.
and it wouldn't be water. It'd be spraying.
You might actually
It'd be ejaculate.
You might get sent off set for that, I imagine. But yeah, so Efron is great. I'm looking forward to seeing Baywatch too. The Rock, Efron.
I like that they're making it a comedy and not trying to do like a real
No,
serious
because
thing.
the serious drama starring David Hasselhoff was hard to emulate. You know, you're not going to get a drama as good as that unless you get Danny Day-Lewis in, and he's not ripped enough. Let's just face it. He's not jacked.
I'd say he could be. If
know,
you
he's-
gave him the time,
he's the
he
sort
could
of
do
guy you'd be like, right, 3 weeks, you need
Yeah.
to put on 50 pounds. He'd do it.
He'd do it.
He'd jack
Yeah.
and turn up. Yeah, probably would.
Hey, Jack, he'd lose
Yeah.
it. to do that.
Yeah,
So this is episode 9. Is it?
it's 8, I think.
Eight?
I think it's 8.
It's 8 or 9. It's 8 or 9. Let's not get hung up.
Yeah.
So this will mean nothing to the listeners, but we're recording this on a Sunday. We normally do it on a Monday.
Very weird. It's bright outside.
Yeah.
Strange.
Yep. We're doing it on the Lord's Day. Because I'm going to Viva Las Vegas.
And when are you going there?
Well, I'm not going to Wednesday or Thursday, but I've got to pamper myself till then.
Of course.
Uh,
You're getting your eyebrows done before you go?
no.
No.
What are you,
we
what are you trying to say? That's going to ruin my trip.
No, I'm
'Cause
not.
I'm going to be looking around being like, here's the big freak with his professor eyebrows.
The BFG.
Alright, mate.
I just know that you
Could be
go
big.
away, you like to sometimes.
It's Edinburgh.
really
I do that
stuff.
once a year in Edinburgh. Get my eyebrows threaded. What's the crime?
Just thought you might want to do it for
I thought my
Vegas.
eyebrows actually look quite nice.
They do look nice. I don't think you need to ever do it, but you know they always look good. But if it makes you feel better and more confident, I know you're not going to be wearing many.
Well,
items of
no,
clothes
because
in
it
Vegas.
went wrong last year, didn't it? My eyebrows threaded in Edinburgh.
Yeah, you look like that guy out of the 300, not Leonidas. The
Yeah.
other one, you know, is it Xerxes?
Xerxes?
the king?
Xerxes, yeah,
you look
yeah.
like him.
Yeah, I did.
And you wore a lot of jewelry as well.
I had like really little thin, you know, like Gone with the Wind, his wee moustache, like
Yeah.
the pencil moustache. That was like my eyebrows.
Humphrey Bogart
Yeah.
eyebrows. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't a good look. I mightn't get it done this year.
Just find yourself a good quality
Man.
threadist
All right.
that can do that for you. You know, don't be just going to the nearest one.
You see, the lady who did it for me, she was
Blind?
an Indian lady,
Oh, ooh.
and her son was in the shop, and he had. I don't want to make a judgment, but he definitely had ADHD, and he was running about the shop like punching customers and stuff, and she was going nuts at him while she was doing my
All right,
eyebrows.
okay.
So I think she was just having a bit of a stressful day.
I think it's a thing though in Edinburgh, threaded eyebrows. Because whenever I was going to the gig one day, there was this. Do you ever feel days like you just feeling in a good mood, you're feeling charitable, you feel like.
Oh yeah.
I was this homeless guy and he was asking for some money and I was reaching into my pocket. I was just about to give him probably 20p or something. But then I looked at him
Signed photo.
and he had threaded eyebrows.
Oh,
and I'm
no.
like, you know what, bro? If
Yeah,
you have
yeah.
enough money to get to look sweet to beg, you know, you're alright.
Imagine
So-
he's doing like a thing, you know, for like a TV appeal.
Yeah,
It's
he's
like-
just like, it's big
Chris-
for me.
Christopher spends £300 a month on his eyebrows.
But here, £300 a month, that's cheap for a look. He had they were perfect.
I should have known because it was £4 to get mine done.
Right, well, put
That's
together
too cheap.
or
Yeah.
or both
Together.
My.
Together.
That is shit. But at least they look good before you go to Vegas.
'Cause
You look like you're worried. You're like, shit, I need to get my eyebrows done before
No,
we go to
I
Vegas.
knew it didn't look good when I left that place in Edinburgh because people were looking at me like, who else this guy? What show are you from, sir?
Yeah, you think there was Cirque du Soleil or something?
Yeah. The worst thing was the year before that. I got my eyebrows done and they were bright red, like
Yeah.
part of my like My eyes were so red after I got them threaded, because it was the first time I ever got them threaded. And I walked out of the place and I saw a comedian that we know, and I was like, oh, alright, and was really awkward about it. I should have just walked on, it would have been fine, but I stopped and was like, alright, see you later. But I was wearing football gear because I was going to play five-a-side. People were like, he just got his eyebrows done to go and play five-a-side. But I had. Yeah, so I can't wait to go to Vegas. I'm going to see a Frampton Fate. Yeah.
Is that that's the main reason you're going? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Not just tying it into a trip.
No.
Are you going to do any other things in your trip? Do you think, or are you just going to live it up, party?
I get to Vegas on Thursday night, and I come home on Monday afternoon.
Right. Okay.
After the fight, but it's a long flight, mate.
Mm-hmm. But we're doing a podcast that Monday too, so it'll be fun to see how we're
I'm doing a podcast. I'm doing a podcast in my jammies, aren't I?
Yeah.
I'm coming down in my dressing gown.
Yeah. I'm going to be in bad nick as well, I would say, next week too.
Because you're, what are you doing? You're rebel.
Stag, lads, boys. We're going on Stag.
Yeah, but then what are you doing Sunday night?
Oh, I'm watching the Royal Rumble with my wee friend in pyjamas and eating pizza.
Oh man, I had a bit of a wild one last night there. What'd you do?
Slice of pizza.
I was watching a fight.
Yeah.
Oh, like out in the back alley somewhere, like a fight club.
Nah,
it was the WWE Royal Rumble.
But WWE is
fake.
I don't know. Some people.
You know what?
Some people. I don't know.
Yeah.
Does it happen?
Well, yeah, but
it's not fake then, is it?
Yeah, I used to watch wrestling all the time.
And you used to also come around. You probably would come around and watch Royal Rumble.
I would have,
in
yeah.
Vegas, so.
And I get the hookup for the boys.
You do.
Bit of pizza.
Yeah. So
shout out to 4-star.
So 4-star, you can still get me free pizza if you
No,
want.
they won't.
Yeah, they can still can't wish.
They won't if Senor Cute isn't involved.
Well, Senor Cute, you should email them and say hook me up, and then just
hook me up in Vegas.
Just be like, sorry, I can't make it back in time. Let's go.
So I'm looking for listener suggestions of places to go in Las Vegas, things to do. I'm going over with my boy John. And I know just me and boy George. Boy George, huge boxing fan. Yeah. We're going to the fight, but yeah, we're looking for stuff to do. I'm trying to get a stand-up gig in Las Vegas. So if I get that, I'll tweet it. And people can go.
I was going to say nobody that's listening over here can go, but it would be pretty extravagant to go. Fucking not going to Frampton fight. We'll go and watch Todd do 5 in Vegas. Yeah,
be worth it. Be worth it. Todd chucking about some new material. Whereas your oh, hold on. Do you know this about Las Vegas? They pump oxygen into the casinos so you don't get tired.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
And also know there's no clocks in the casino, so you don't know what time it is.
Yeah, or windows.
Or
you and you can't see the exits.
Mm-hmm. It's basically like Joseph Fritzl's dungeon, isn't it?
How do you know?
Well, just from experience.
Alright. I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to it.
I'm
going to gamble $50.
Because it's last minute.
Yeah.
You obviously haven't much time to save.
No.
What's the dough like? Are you looking to go on a budget, or are you just going to ball out?
No, I'm going on a budget.
Right, okay.
I'll ball out when it comes to threads. Like I'll go to the Gucci store and drop 5,000, but when it comes to general travel, I'll be keeping it sensible.
A lot of my friends that have been to Vegas have said go to a pool party. That's what to do. So it's in the middle of the desert.
But it's not warm. No. It is literally the same weather here as it is out there. It'll be a bit more humid, I guess, but at night it gets very cold because it's a desert.
That's true.
But I mean, I'm not going to be in the actual
John
desert.
Going to be sharing a bed.
Yes.
Because you're both quite lean guys. You're like wee whippets.
Yeah.
I'm like a big fat British bulldog, and you're a wee whippet. So you two get to hunk in together and get as close as you can on each other, beside each other, in each other, whatever.
We're staying in the Hard Rock.
Nice.
Hard Rock Hotel. Do you know how much it was?
How much?
Like 70 quid for 3 nights.
Is there any good events going on when you're there? Any bands playing around?
Don't know. I was looking to see if Calvin Harris or Getta was doing DJ set.
Get us.
Can't do Laveries this week, bros. What are you doing? I'm just DJing in the MGM Grand.
Nothing would make me laugh so much. I'd love it if Getta was a DJ. I'd agree. I'd say he'd be a decent DJ.
He knows his way around the tune.
He does alright, he does.
So yeah, so send me. Do you know what I'm going to do? So I get there Thursday night. No.
Okay.
But if you do know any Thai boys out there,
they're looking a colleague to join in.
I'll do it for free. I'll give you my money. So remember we went to Denny's. You want some more tea, Vicar?
Yes, please. I'm thirsty for the thirsty bitch today. Can't help myself. And I wouldn't mind some more tea either.
we went to when we were in LA. We went to a Denny's. Do you remember?
Oh yeah.
Remember we had to wait.
Was
for
that the
so
most
long?
angry I've ever been?
Yeah, you
I
were
wasn't-
so
I
annoyed
wasn't in a good mood
because
that
you had to wait 5
And I was
minutes to
hungover.
get a feed.
But I was hungover as well, Shane. Let's not beat about the bush here. The big sesh the night before, and
We
I
were
was
in bad shape.
going to be sick if
We
we
were-
didn't eat soon.
We were in bad shape.
A wee bit more.
So we went
Thank
to
you.
the one Denny's that we could find in downtown LA. And when I've been in Florida, I get this thing in Denny's called the Grand Sandwich.
Mhm.
Can I just look it up and describe it to you?
Yeah, I pretty much know what it is anyway.
Oh yeah, you had
Memory,
one.
yeah.
I'll tell the listeners.
It's
Grand Sandwich.
I
How many
struggle.
calories would you say are in it?
Over probably near 2,000.
Do you want me to look and see how many calories?
Yeah, I would say it's not going to be good. Oh Jesus!
How many? I don't say.
I thought it was 3,200 and some calories. Damn,
1,390.
that's less than I thought it would be.
Right, I'll tell you what's in it.
What I don't like too.
I'm getting that Friday morning.
I don't like too much grease in my food. Believe it or
I
not,
do.
it just makes
Look
me feel a
at
wee bit
that.
sick. But that, see, if the bread wasn't
Ah.
fried, that'd be 10 out of 10. But the fried bread just put
No,
me
I
off
like the
slightly.
bread because the bread's
Nah.
like a wee bit sweet.
But see, that breakfast was totally knocked out of the water by that other place we were in.
Oh, that wee
Next day-
diner.
I'll tell you what it's called because
You look that up.
Here.
The Grand Sandwich is 2 scrambled eggs, crumbled sausage, bacon, shaved ham, American cheese on potato bread grilled with maple spice bread, served with hash browns. It is so good.
The original pantry. That's the place we went in LA. There's a
Oh,
great like
the
that was
size of
that was a gammon, a piece of gammon. Just
It
with
was
an
bigger
egg
than
on
the plate,
top.
wasn't it?
Yeah,
That
and
was so
hash browns, coffee, and Coke. That was good for a
good.
hangover.
That
It was
was
great.
good.
Oh, take me back. I love it.
I'd say there'll be a hangover in Vegas. Oh, take me back. Oh, Cancun 07, take me back.
That's probably the ponziest thing I've ever said. Please, I've
You're,
said plenty.
you're going on a stag do.
Mm.
You're
What I
you're
remember-
a big guy for stag do's. I'm going to
Yeah.
my first one to Portugal
Mhm.
this March, April,
Yeah,
and I need to speak to you before because
Yeah.
you're the guy.
I've
who
been
knows stag
nicknamed on
do's.
the third stag do, Stagman D, which
Yeah.
I'm the king of the stag do. I've been to stag do's in Carlingford. I've been to
Stag
Albufeira.
Aloof.
I've been to Amsterdam, Budapest. I've been everywhere. I'm actually a liar. I've been to Prague. I'm going to Budapest. What's funny as well is I'm the best man for this particular stag, and
You're always best man.
I know I've not told the stag where we're going yet. For 2 weeks in a row on the podcast, I've openly spoken about going to Budapest.
Well, that just shows
So-
you that you're one of
Yeah.
your best mates doesn't listen to the podcast.
Yeah, either that or else he just fully knows now and he's playing along.
Yeah,
So,
no, he doesn't listen.
no, but it's coming out on Thursday, so when the podcast comes out, we'll be en route to Dublin. Just going to stay
It'd be
there for the
mental
night.
if he was like on the
Next
flight.
day.
He's like, guys, I gotta get that boy down podcast.
And then he's like, looks at me across the flight like, where this Budapest
Yeah,
flight we
yeah.
boarded, you cheeky. But it's going to be good. I've got some good
So-
outfits, some activities.
So
it's gonna be
say-
fun.
Say hypothetically
Mhm.
you're best man at my wedding. Hypothetically,
Yeah, okay.
what would the stag do entail? What could I expect?
Can you be a best man in a civil partnership when you're at a party, or
Yeah.
a bit weird?
Say you and I split up,
Mm.
and I was marrying
Amicably.
another little cute
So
dude.
we're
What?
amicably.
That's
Amicably.
the guy
Yeah.
I married. Yeah.
The Tyrannian master.
This is amicably, baby. Hey, baby.
Have you seen that guy? Oh, I saw the gate. I've seen it twice now on Facebook. The guy with the world's longest name.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
He
great.
repeats it twice.
This
See if you can get it up.
This African dude, and the bloke's like, "What's your name?" And he's like trying to mug the guy off, and he just answers it. He's like,
Yeah.
"Obviously, it's this."
How do you know where to find it?
I'll just type world's longest name. Not in there. Oh, cheeky.
So you're going on the stag. How many days are you going?
Well, we go on. Well, Thursday night we're heading down to Dublin just because the flight's ahead.
I'm doing that on Wednesday.
It's going very, very.
That's a
early.
baller move, isn't it?
Yeah.
Down the night before, staying in the airport.
We'll have a couple of beers.
Couple of
and
champers.
then Betty buys, so we're not too late. Nah, I can't find it. I'll get it another time.
Okay.
It'll appear again, I'm sure.
But do look that up. So Budapest, will it be 10's the messiest in the world? 0 is a wee Presbyterian cup of tea and some tray bakes. What's it going to be?
It's the boy.
Is it 8?
It's not a big number of people going, but it's almost like an Avengers or Suicide Squad type guy. Like there are different guys from different sectors, and they're all disgraces.
Yeah.
So all at once, it's going. I think it could be the worst yet, honestly. And But for the wedding itself, like why the numbers are a bit small, the wedding itself is happening in New York in March.
Yeah.
So some obviously.
Do you think that if it was in Northern Ireland, I would get an invite to the evening?
Oh, why?
Do you think so?
I would do it. Here we go. Sorry, just to
Okay.
find the
What's
guy
the
with the
longest name?
longest name. Hold on.
Just skip the bit where he said that.
Oh, alright, there we go.
See.
Since morning, from?
You hear this?
Yeah, from. Yes. I be. My name.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Your name. My name na Ovuvu and yet when or Sass.
There we go. One more time.
Ovuvu and yet when or Sass.
And the weird thing is, it just translates as Mike.
Yeah. And what the weird thing is, the guy's looking at him like.
Yeah, like
Stupid.
why do you think it's
Did you
weird?
hear it the
Yeah,
first time, idiot? It's all I love is just Sass at the end of it because it's so sassy. Great guy, but yeah, so I think that's why the numbers are a bit low. So there's 6 guaranteed. They were booked into the rooms, and there's one more guy. This is how fucking weird these guys are. He sent me a message saying, "You've booked my flights. Hold off on the accommodation because I have to go and see the doctor tomorrow, and I mightn't be allowed to go."
Whisper what's wrong.
I don't know what's wrong with him, but he used to play a wee bit of the old rugby, and I had to retire because he had a bit of heart problems.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully he makes it because he's a great guy.
Well, speaking of the heart and veins and being vascular, we go to the same gym. People probably know that by now. But you made an observation you just couldn't wait to tell me about. So what was it, like new gym equipment?
No,
or?
it was about a guy's penis, obviously.
Yeah.
Right. I'd been to the gym, done a workout, just getting changed to go to the shower, and there's this dude. I think he's one of the guys. He's parked over 2 spaces in the past. I don't know if you like him, but
I have an ongoing feud with him.
This guy. What I want to sort of put out to the listeners is like, if they know the truth about this, he looked to me, from my experience, as though he may have been masturbating in the shower. He looked like he had a very vascular...
Which is fair enough, because it sort of kills 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah, not in public. Not in the shower that I might stand on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, if my foot's underneath... Don't want that. But it was very veiny. It looked almost a semi.
Was it red?
It wasn't really red. It was the skin colour. He looked corpsey. He's like that sort of corpsey skin colour. But my question is... Was that
Can I come in?
It's room for a small one. But no, my question is, can you just have a really, like, you know, you like got bodybuilders, you look at them and see the veins pumping even though they're not working out, they're just there. Can you essentially have a really vascular penis? Is that something?
I think I have like
no, because yours looks like a naked mole rat. That doesn't look like a this guy is like bulbous and veiny, like you can see his heart beating through it. It was horrible.
I just want to Google naked mole rat. Naked mole rat. It actually does, yeah. It's that one. With the way teeth in the head.
Well, I don't even know what that is.
Sorry, we're just looking at naked mole rats. Yours looks like...
I've talked about this every week. A different
yours looks like an Aborigines big toe.
Yeah, it's got a nail on it as well. Toenail on my dick. Sounds like a rap song, doesn't it?
Toenail on my dick.
That's it, yeah.
No other lyrics.
If you want us to write the song Toenail on my dick, give us some more suggestions. We'll throw something up for
release a wee album
next week, yeah.
Then we also had seen the same thing. Like sometimes we tag each other and things, and I'm like, I know Dave will have seen this. The man with the world's largest penis.
Yeah.
Is he Spanish?
He's Mexican, I believe.
Oh, okay.
And it's a big piece, but it's very, very...
Yeah, of course it's the world's largest penis.
But it's very... Like, I enjoyed more... Like, they did a wee bit about him, so obviously this dude's come forward and gone, here, I've got a pretty impressive piece on me. Do you want to do a story? And the guy's like, well, sure we will. But then following up on that, like, I think there was a medical professional came in afterwards and was like, it's not natural. You're like, really? How big is it? It's 18.5 inches.
Yeah, it's not natural.
It's like, it looks like a big vegetable roll, an 18.5 inch vegetable roll.
Yeah.
And he doesn't ever, like, unveil it properly. He's got weird wee, like, bandages.
Big bandage.
It looks
and
like
then
a patchwork.
bandage.
It's like a patchwork sock around it.
Yeah.
It's weird. He's like, yeah, but it is. And then he did provide an x-ray of it, which...
It looks like a big dinosaur's tail.
Yeah, but what the funniest thing about it was his goal was to get in the Guinness Book of Records, But Guinness are like, nah, we don't recognise that as a record. However, what they do have as records are other penis-based things. So, he could potentially be record holder for the most pieces of most pieces of sushi set on a penis.
Oh,
There's
yeah?
a record he could have. My personal favourite was the most people knocked out with the penis. So, who agrees to be like, yeah, I'll be one of the stats. Bam.
But the thing I thought was weird is he's been offered a reduction and he says no because it's a sign of manliness.
Yeah.
I'm like, mate, you can't walk.
And the doctor was like,
if he gets a reduction to half the size, it's still fairly manly to be like, I have a 6-foot dick.
but what the doctor was like, you can't have any sexual relationships, and he goes, nah, I just need to find a girl wide enough. He's like, he's searching the world. He's like,
maybe that's a TV show.
Maybe it does it. Oh, nah, too. But it was great.
Well, maybe we could combine him with, remember that Colombian documentary about guys that fuck goats?
But,
do you not know about it?
No.
The Vice documentary?
No.
In Colombia, there's a village, we'll definitely talk about this at greater length in next week's podcast, where, like, if boys are thinking about, getting to that point where they're, going to get with girls, but they're nervous and they don't know what to do, they just go into the forest and they have sex with a donkey.
Yeah. Okay, so
and then some of them just keep that up, some of them just keep doing that.
But that's not cool to do that.
But it's an entire place where this happens. And then the guy from Vice, who's just like a white American guy, is going out there to find out more. And then he's like meeting all these wee boys who are like, yeah, dude, it's fine. And the one wee boy's like, yeah, you just go up and explains to him how you do it. They're not embarrassed about it.
The goats are the people.
The goats are mortified. So the guy from Vice, then his taxi driver is just like, oh yeah, I do it like.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, oh, what are you talking about? And he goes, well, do you want me to just go and fuck a goat? And the guy's like, yeah, right. And the taxi driver just fucks a goat at the side of the road. But he's looking at the journalist while he's doing it, and the journalist's like, oh, I wish this wasn't happening.
No, but I don't like that as an idea in general, because why goats aren't people? Should people not just fuck people?
Yeah.
There's
you said that like you're delivering a real serious message. Hey guys, I just think people should just fuck people, am I right?
It's like, please, I have a protest march against those goat fuckers that I won't do that. That's just weird to me. But yeah, what the nurse was like is like, it's not natural to have a 8.5-inch dick. He must have, and it said, played with it to get it that size.
Oh, right, okay, so he's giving it away.
Yeah.
But it was still probably like 15 inches before he did that.
But it won't be, like, believe me, you can't stretch your pee like that much. And it's the thickness of it.
Yeah.
I think he's been injecting something into it and just
pumped
it up. Oh, here, I know a lot about pumped up dicks, let me assure you. So
the other kids with your pumped up dicks. We need a sponsor for the podcast. Beer 52 have just not gotten back to us. So we shouldn't do podcast admin on air. But from now on, they don't sponsor the podcast.
But you know what? I'd like to put an opportunity to thank Beer 52 for their support. If they continue to wish to sponsor the podcast, thanks for that. Probably not the most suited sponsor for our content, but again, we welcome all the support we can get.
What would we like to be sponsored by?
We'd like to be sponsored by the Oak Drink, Oatly. We're waiting to hear back from them. We've emailed them, they seemed keen. They replied to me and said, yeah, we'll get someone to get in touch with you. That was a week ago, they haven't done that yet.
Or if any local based companies, look, this podcast, I'm not going to exaggerate, it gets out there to about 8 million people around the world.
No, you're a liar. You told me it was 8.5 million.
8.5 million people.
This is the same logic as Trumpy in the inauguration.
Yeah. We're gonna talk about Trump in a bit, but just absolutely love the fact that he's like, it's the biggest inauguration ever, and then his press person or whatever, like, give an official press conference, goes, it is the biggest of all time, and then they just put side by side a picture of Obama's inauguration, picture of Trump's, and like, we'll talk about Trump in a bit, but did you see the inauguration?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't even want to talk about that.
Why? Okay, that's fair enough.
But what we'll talk about is a bit of beef that went down. Oh, it went down. First of all, I think you should do your quacks, or would you like me to do mine? Who do you want to
I
go
think,
first?
for a change, I'll go first this week.
Okay.
Because I'm ready for it, right? Listen, but after the quacks, we're going to build up. This is a bit of beef here. You'll look forward to it. It is Sunday.
Things
for
have
us
gone
for a
down.
change.
So Lord's Day, but...
Lord's Day, a Sunday roast. This is what we're essentially going to have after this.
With a side order of Sass.
Albeit you boys will listen Thursday. A bottle of water.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 secs. Yeah.
Thank you. This sounds like a pre-planned sponsor thing we've done. Like, water? Hold on a second. It really isn't. I am just thirsty.
And I am stripping the label off. So it's just sponsors want to get in touch.
In case everyone want to drop 60 mil on the cast.
Because to be fair, everyone would be a good sponsor for Boytown. It's similar kind of colour. It's French. We're a bit French.
Livion.
You know, so we could do that. Right, okay, my quacks, you ready? Wait to have a drink of water here first.
I drank that like I've never drank anything before.
Like, you never, so it's like at biblical epics. Like, you never see a guy that's hanging around with Jesus drink normally. Like, give him we think.
That's what they do?
That's what they do.
Okay.
Thirsty bitches again. Right, quacks. Shane.
Dave.
What you may not know is that Dappy from N-Dubs is dating Princess Beatrice.
Oh, right. I didn't know that.
It's believed that her father, Prince Andrew, isn't best pleased about this. And when he first met Dappy, he is alleged to have bitten him in the forehead quite forcefully and tried to put his thumb into his bum before the Queen intercepted with a people's elbow and settled the issue. But have you ever gotten into any issues with your girlfriend's parents in the past or current?
As in, like, with my girlfriend's parents?
Like, with...
Or, like
any
past
girlfriend's parents, yeah.
Any issues with parents? Do you know what? No.
That's good.
No, never.
Touch wood.
Never a bad incident that I know of. They're probably in private. They're probably like
wanker.
This little piece of shit.
Drilling our daughter.
No.
Me neither.
You?
No. Well, again, I don't know. They could probably be slating me behind my back because that's what they mostly do. But again,
when I got really drunk in Miami and started talking really loudly in a bar, they didn't like that. In fact, yes, to answer your question, yes, it was a real bad feeling. Whenever what happened was, it was the 12th of July in America last year. No.
Beers from the big
No, hold on. What?
The
Did they celebrate? 4th of July.
Yeah, the 12th of July.
I started marching down High Street in Miami. Yeah, it was the 4th of July, and the Copa America was on, the football tournament, and me and my girlfriend's sister's boyfriend, they were all going to like do something real holiday, real American, like we're going to make marshmallows by the fire, and we're like, oh, we're going to go to the pool, but we ended up having some cocktails, a few mojitos.
Did you a few too many?
We both had a few too many, because it was it was like the warmest temperature I've ever been in, so we were just down in these cocktails and not realising, and you know, like a wee holiday outdoor hotel bar, the guy just fired in a wee bit more alcohol because he doesn't have to, he's not like a dead proper bar. So we're drinking away. It's like the 60th minute of the game. I think it was a Chile match. It's a real good game, and all of a sudden it's like 6 p.m. or whatever, and the guy starts closing over the screen. And I was like, "Hey, what are you at, mate?" But I'm like, I'm loving it. Like I've been chatting away to this guy. He's called Julio. We're having good banter. And he's like, sorry, I have to close it. Like, he's a young guy, he's like, gotta close it. And I was like, leave it open and then I'll close it.
Yeah.
I was like, you leave the padlock and I'll take it up to reception. And he's like, oh, I can't do that. And I was like, here, this guy, do you believe this guy? But like, again, it's a laugh, right? He's loving it, I'm loving it, the customers are loving it.
Yeah.
It's a good time. There's a few American guys having a bit of banter with us as well. It's a real great time. And I was like, being serious, mate, don't switch a match off.
Yeah.
And he's like, I have to. And then he phones up to reception and he speaks. And about 10 minutes, he comes back and he goes, it's okay. We'll keep the match on. Someone will come down in an hour to close it.
What a guy.
And I was like, yeah, Julio. I think I lifted him up at one point. And then my girlfriend and her family were like at a table nearby for this, but they hadn't been over to the bar.
You sat by yourself, block?
No, I was with her sister's boyfriend, and they were like, they came over and they went, who? They went, oh, there's just some real loud guys by the hotel bar, and I was like, that's us. Yeah. And then they didn't like it. And then we got even more blocked, and then the plan was to like watch the fireworks, you know, the big 4th of July fireworks. Yeah. Conked out in the room, out for the count. At 7 p.m.
Did you get the fear the next day when you got up and you're like, oh.
Do you know what? I was like, it's my holiday. I've enjoyed myself. Been working hard this year. But I am sorry, guys. I really am sorry. Written apology to the hotel.
I must say, I think
it wasn't that bad, but it was.
I think that's the first time that the actual answer to a quack's been better than the quack itself.
Okay.
So that was great.
Julio loves it.
Ian Paisley hit the headlines this week by thanking the departing Deputy First Minister Martin McGuinness for his service and commitment to the peace process.
Yeah.
But what you may not know is after the death of his father, Ian Paisley Sr., Ian Paisley Jr. of course removed the Jr. from his name, as well as the preceding Ian Paisley, and is now known only as the Shadow.
No, I didn't know that.
But do you like your name? And if you could change it to anything, what would you change it to?
I love my name. I think it's great. Shane is just a
But you're telling people your name. Shane.
Shane Todd.
My name.
No, I like it. I think it sounds good.
Yeah.
Shane Todd. Just a
Rolls off the tongue.
memorable name. 2 syllables. Love it.
Yeah.
If I could change it to anything, what would I change it to? Probably Cassius Longshaft. or something like that.
Like that Cassius.
Yeah.
This is Cassius Longshaft. Yeah. I like it.
Cassius Longshaft. I like something
I
like
like
that.
That's a great answer.
Yeah.
Whew.
or Rupert Foreskin. I don't know.
Okay. Whew. I don't know how to go back from that recipe.
Sorry, I was going to do my quacks later on, but I feel like we should just keep going with the quacks.
This is a big one.
Okay.
And this quack's quite long as well. So, right, hold on. It's fair to say that Christian Bale is a pretty intense guy.
Oh, yeah.
He's known for his ability to drastically alter his physique in order to play different characters in his movies.
I know where this is going.
For his role as Trevor Resnick in the movie The Machinist, Bale lost 4 stone and weighed in at a dangerous 8 stone and 8 pounds. Following this, Bale bulked up to play the role of Batman and almost doubled his weight in only 6 months' time. Many people have asked Bale how he did this. He recently stated that he was inspired by Russian gymnasts of the 1970s who ate placentas. The Russian gymnast program believed that the nutrients in placentas were essential to push them to the next level.
Is this true?
Yeah. I'm sure you'll agree that's pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
Bale, however, was unable to persuade the postnatal unit of his local hospital to donate him placentas, so he had to look elsewhere for special sources of nutrients. Bale stated that he read in an article of GQ magazine that Michael Jackson drank his own urine, and this provided him with the extra nutrients that enabled him to dance like nobody has ever seen before. Unfortunately for Bale, Michael Jackson is dead and cannot provide him with his special urine. Bale is a big believer in the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, and has instead agreed a deal in principle to collect a pint of Blanket Jackson's urine on a daily basis for his upcoming movie projects. But were you breastfed?
As a baby?
Yeah.
Yeah, as a baby. Until I was 7. I think I was, yeah. I think I was.
Nice.
Is that you?
Yeah, got you that one.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
Right, you carry them on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not going to look at the screen?
No, promise.
Okay. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Gareth Gates is believed to have had a relationship with glamour girl Jordan when he was rising to fame. It emerged that a young Gareth had some pretty weird sexual requests during their trysts. The main one of these was that during intercourse, Gates would request that Jordan's ex, Dane Bowers, would perform Freak Me with his another level pals in the same room and all jack their pieces. He also liked to have a cat vomit on his chest during foreplay, but that's a story for another day. What's the weirdest thing you've asked for at a McDonald's?
I actually asked something similar to that. The full McDonald's servant team with Jack while he put my Big Mac on the table. So,
I thought you meant another level. Can I have chicken selection? Freak me, baby. Oh, yeah.
No, but I'll definitely do that next time. Yeah. Weirdest thing I've probably fruit bag. Because
that
who
is
actually
weird.
legit
Yeah.
acts for a fruit bag? I said act. Who legit acts for a fruit bag, babe?
You got act for this fruit bag, baby.
And fruit bag ain't gonna come to you.
My dick's a stage, baby.
Grind on that.
Okay, so a fruit bag, but have you ever said, like, oh, give me 20 curry sauces, or give me...
No, I said mate goes a fruit bag.
Okay. If you take some of the sleep residue in the corner of your eye and put it into a sealed tube over the course of 1 year, and add 1 teaspoon of vinegar per week and 1 teaspoon of apple juice to the tube, nothing will happen and you're a fucking weirdo. But is it good to experiment?
Yeah, I think so.
It is?
Yeah. If you don't experiment, you won't find out new things.
Yeah.
You know? And who would have thought that you could have put, like, Lego in your bum and stored it there? If it wasn't for experiments.
Oh. Antiques expert and all-round Lothario David Dickinson spent some time in jail for fraud. You know, that is true, you know that?
Yeah, Dick Lord, yeah.
That's a cellmate. During his time in jail, the Duke worked secretly on a chicken accompaniment that he said was going to change the motherfucking game, son. Dickinson's cellmate was a man known as Damien Roots. Roots would assist Dickinson by smuggling chilies into the prison up his mum's chuff in return for some sweet old coins the Duke had knocking about. Roots was released before Dickinson and said he would wait for his bronze pal. To Dickinson's dismay, Roots sold the recipe to his cousin Levi Roots, who made a fortune from reggae sauce. Although angry at first, Davy Dickinson remembered that he's always coming up with ideas, and he's the freshest dick slinger in the West. He's now friends again with the Roots boys, and they like to go to Pret a Manger together for a panini and a good old catch-up every other Wednesday. But have you ever had anything stolen?
Oh, yeah. I got my TV stolen by a ghost.
That's right, that's right.
But I've also had my PlayStation stolen by a burglar. So that's that. So, yeah, so I had an old housemate and she just loved to smoke the ganj and she just left the back door open one night and this dude walked in and just lifted a PlayStation. Thank you very much. On he went. Yeah, so I had my PlayStation stolen. And I also had some money stolen from the Edinburgh Festival in 2012. I don't want to be slanderous, but there's this guy Toby Morton. Toby Morton, who allegedly wrote in South Park, probably the biggest fraudster and liar out there. So if anyone knows a Toby Morton, look him up. He's a piece of shit. Stole 80 quid from my drawer.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah, certainly.
So what's the story with that?
Well,
you were in a sketch group called FNT, Friday Night Therapy, did Naughty Shore, a load of live shows, went to the Edinburgh Festival.
Yeah, and
I used to warm up for you guys.
Yeah, and there was I don't know. We're all equals, but there was certain ones of the group who wanted to class themselves producers. Fair play to them, that's fine. But they obviously want to expand the group or whatever and get as much in as possible. And this dude got in touch, Toby Morton you call him, saying about the CV he has. He wrote for South Park, he did all this other stuff, and they automatically like, oh, come and be in the group. Which to the outside world you look and go, well, that's great if he's over in Ireland. You know, never once went, why is this successful guy just totally relocated to Ireland? But anyway, let him in the group and he wrote some stuff for us and came to Edinburgh with us and in the Fringe. And
sorry, the stuff was brilliant.
Yeah.
But then it turned out...
Then transpired it's all plagiarised really and taken from people. He's made it, stole it.
You did a great 4 candle sketch. If I
yeah, but he was... But he would say things like, oh, I know people connected this and that. And like some of us were like, yeah, whatever you say. But then he would occasionally do wee things that would make you believe him. Like he's like, I know Cisco. I'm like, yeah, you do.
That's a big claim.
Yeah.
When someone drops the Cisc.
But then he, for real, legit did get Cisco to do a sketch with us. Like, he did it over the FaceTime or whatever, but it was still Cisco in a sketch.
Yeah.
So sometimes he would do things you'd kind of believe him.
Cisco gave your sketch group £1,000, is that true?
Well, apparently, I don't know if Cisco has £1,000 just give away, but you know what probably happened was Toby said Cisco gave it to us, and then they're like, here, before Cisco gives us that money, can I borrow the £1,000 to just do stuff? Okay. So he would back himself up occasionally.
He was living for free in another member of the sketch group's house.
Yeah, essentially, and he ended up going out with a girl who was like best friends of one of the guy's girlfriends and all. Like he really got in there, but long story short, he's a massive.
And by the way, I loved him. Because obviously no one knew anything about this. I got on with him so well. I was like, this guy's great. Funny and a really nice guy.
But he's probably telling you all the shit of the day too.
Oh, he's just professional. He wasn't even. I mean, I just on a personal level, I really got on with him. But
all his banter and all he stole from me because we shared a room together in Edinburgh. So that's why if you'd have known that now, you know, you could have been that close. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he's essentially just a big fraudster. And then when we were in Edinburgh, it all sort of came to light, his lies. I think some dude emailed us out of nowhere and was like, here, this guy's a massive fraudster. And then whenever you sat back and looked at everything, you're like, yeah, he has. And like, I hated him. And I hated that he stole money from the group. He stole money from individuals in the group. he, just really worse than anything, he got certain people's hopes up, and
There was an
that's not
allegation
fair.
that he physically took money out of someone's pocket.
That was mine. He stole 80 quid out of my top drawer, and they're like, "Oh, he wouldn't do that," but he was a fucking liar. But he's so pathetic as a physical person. Like, I couldn't have justified, like, as much as I love to kick the shit out of him, I couldn't have justified it, because I would be. He's just so pathetic.
You did.
So,
So you.
oh, what?
In no way you got your own back. And by the way, be careful of what you say here.
Yeah, no, I'm
But
not.
if you want to say it,
No, I'm not.
I'd love it if you said
I'm
it.
not going to say it, because the other guy, could have died. So I'm not
Yeah.
going to. All I'm saying is that it'll be switcheroo with some prescription pills as we come back. But what's banter to one is potentially murder to another. Yeah. So
what was this? What was this? Is it? Oh, that
no,
was
one
cousins,
like one was like, well, the top of it wasn't like going to kill him.
You know what I love, right? Sorry, there was a friend of this guy, right? And
Yeah.
obviously this guy, Toby, apparently did all this stuff. Well, I say
Yeah.
apparently, yeah, okay, did.
100% did.
Did all this stuff to
Yeah.
you guys, right? Thousands, did you out of thousands, lied to you all, got you over to the Edinburgh Fringe, had big personal debt to yourself, did nothing to him, is made out your cereal and you nearly killed him.
To be fair, right, it was a time where I wasn't as rich as I am now. Let's say, I wasn't rolling in dollar.
Fuck with the big dog's
You know-
Cheerios when you're going to die.
I know, like, we're sharing a group house, and I got cereal that I'd never seen before. It was like this new, delicious looking
Special
cereal.
K.
Yeah, this dude came back and his mate just ate all my cereal. So I was like, I'm the sort of guy at long runs the fox. Like, if you do something to me, I'll get you back in the long grass. That's when I'm glad the listener Michael Jardine apologised, because I wouldn't have wanted to have to get him back.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm going to do something. I could have done something immediately to him, but then it just sprung into my mind. That's what I'll do to get him back. So 8 tablets, like antidepressants and antibiotics, and 2 wee things. So I swapped them around. So he would just, whenever he's like feeling a wee bit down, his wee cut in his elbow would start healing better, and whenever he was
That's so bad.
it was sly, but I was young. I was only
25.
26 at the time. So, I mean, but at the end of the day, Toby was a massive fraudster, and we should have probably just reported him to the police, and
Yeah.
he's got away with it again. So if he's doing it with other people, if you know Toby Morton, spread the word and get him arrested, because
It was probably just a totally innocent Toby Morton who's like working
Yeah.
on TV.
He's
and
the-
now he's going to get.
he's the white Joseph Kony. Get him online, get him.
Well,
But,
speaking of beefs,
yeah. Oh, whoa. There's a big beef this week, wasn't there? Mm-hmm.
it went down on Twitter.
Can I just say,
Well, it
first
didn't,
of all,
but
from an outside perspective, I have never been as excited about getting on Twitter to read the comings and goings between you and a certain.
Yeah.
Let's just set the scene. Let's start it off. Because I don't actually know how it all began. in the first
Okay,
place.
okay.
So you take it away.
well, there's a page many people know called Lad Flag,
Mhm.
which was years ago when that whole like
Relevant a few years back.
flag
whatever.
thing came
Flag,
down at City
yeah.
Hall. This page was putting out a load of like memes and posts about it, and it was great.
Mhm.
And it's still sort of they're still doing stuff, right? So the Lad Flag page, there was like different admins on it, but it was mainly one guy, and they would have like anything me and Mickey Bartlett did, they would have like slagged us off,
Mhm.
and I can definitely take it.
Yeah.
Because if you take it, if you give it, you got to be able to take it, right? And I get like quite a bit of shit. Not
Yeah.
that much, but quite a bit. But I can definitely take it.
It's mainly your dad though on a secret account, isn't it?
Yeah. Or sometimes just with a hammer.
Yeah.
But I can give it back, like.
Yeah.
So, and then I don't take it personally. I'm pretty good at just like laughing it off or whatever. But laugh like any TV type stuff we did. They particularly had a problem with Monumental.
Yeah.
Which is a BBC NI panel show. Mickey was a regular captain on, and I did an episode. So there would be like, what the fuck is this Monumental and all that, and not really taking into account it's the first series that they're doing this.
Yeah.
Taking a while to get it right or whatever. And it was good for what it was.
Yeah.
So they said they were just criticising that, and mainly to Mickey, but I got some of it as well. Then all of a sudden, this guy, John Paul Weirdy, is like, I'm Lad Flag, and he started doing stand up.
Yeah.
Started doing like open mic gigs, and I was like, well, if this is the guy who was criticising me and Mickey so much,
Yeah.
and he's now doing stand up, then he has to be.
Uh-huh.
He has to be the GOAT. He has to be the greatest of all
Yeah.
time.
I love that. If we're criticising Shane Todd and Mickey Bartlett,
No,
these
no,
guys
no, no, no.
better be Bill Burr.
No, but if you're criticising stand-ups,
Yeah.
and no matter
Having
how
not done
good
it
they
yourself.
are, then
Yeah.
you have to be better at it.
Mhm.
So I was very keen to see what he would be like at stand up.
Yeah.
So anyway, we went to one of the shows.
Yeah.
Fast forward to this week,
Mhm.
and that lad flag page. So he apparently isn't involved with that anymore. I have no idea if he is. And they used a tweet. So I put up a tweet, a screenshot of something on an Ireland politics program, underlined a few things that contradicted the point that was being made,
Yeah.
and it popped off on Twitter. Like I think I'd done nothing that's got that many like retweets and stuff. So it was popping off, and then lad flag used it. But I was in the screenshot, so I had no problem with that. But then they did it again. They used it for something else, and someone tagged me in it.
Yeah.
And they made it look like it was them that had done
Uh-huh.
it. Which, just give someone a wee credit.
Yeah.
It's not going to do anything for me,
Yeah.
them doing that. But it's just courtesy,
Yeah.
no matter what. So if I'm using something of someone else's, if I was going to, I'd give them a shout first.
Yeah.
Mate, can I use that?
Mhm.
So anyway, I just didn't like that I just didn't like that they were doing that.
Yeah.
So I tweeted and said, yeah, you can use that, cheers.
Mhm.
Just a wee sarcastic tweet, not to be taken seriously. Then they got back to me and tried to mug me off, and then I mugged them off
Yeah.
and said it's a bad sign when you need wordy back.
Yeah.
And then he got involved about me being insecure, but I'd read that wrong, and then you screenshotted it to me, you wee stir. So I was like, right, I've got to get involved here, and we just had a wee Twitter slagging back and forth, and I did the thing that I've wanted to for so long. I just got him to bite, and he cracked up.
Yeah.
He absolutely cracked up.
And did it get to the point where he's like, wanting to fight you?
Bitter wee fucker. And I was like, hey baby. Well, then he said, yeah, I think someone said they wanted to organise a charity boxing match, and then he was like, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, no wonder you're saying yeah, because there's a big difference.
Yeah.
There's a big weight difference.
He's about 15 stone.
I think he said he was between 14 and 15.
And what,
And I'm
you
6.
7?
But I do it.
Yeah.
If someone wants to organise it, I'll do it.
Yeah, that'd be good to see.
Yeah.
That'd be,
But to be fair, he did take it thick.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what he says, he definitely took it thick. But then it's alright in the end.
Yeah.
But, again,
Well,
it's just...
you know what?
But he's the one who was giving it more than anyone.
Well, what's
So
frustrating?
then he has to take it.
At the end of the day, he would say himself, he's the Twitter troll. He gives
Yeah,
it to
yeah.
people. But now he's come out from behind the lad flag,
Mm-hmm.
and he's just himself. If he's going to be, slating people, you just got to take it on the chin when it comes back to you. And I think that's fair. And I think sort of towards the end, did it come around to be a bit more lighthearted? Or
Okay, I mean, there was
Still,
never like...
yeah.
I was obviously loving it.
Yeah.
I'm having fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think his wife started to get involved.
Yeah.
And she was like... She was trying to make me feel like I was like somehow like in the wrong or whatever, or I was overstepping the mark. But it sort of came around to being fine. But if there's a boxing match, there's a boxing match.
Mm-hmm. And you're just saying on the record on Boytown, an exclusive, if John Paul Wordy wants to fight you'll fight him and give the money to a good cause.
Yeah.
Fair play, fair play first. Can I be the Don King? Can I promote it and be the guy who gets a deal signed? Yeah.
It's like Soulja Boy v Chris Brown.
Yeah, to a greater or lesser extent.
Yeah.
Exact same. So
I don't know. I'd make good crack, but no. I mean, I guess the moral is if you can give it, just take it.
Well, who would you get in the undercard? Would you get any fights in the undercard, or just one big 12-round fight?
Well, we've always talked about Elliott v Geddes. The boys have always talked about that in the WhatsApp group, just because it would be great.
But the only thing is, Geddes and me would be a good fight. Mm-hmm. There's no doubt about it. But there's no animosity. It wouldn't be.
Yeah, but it's more.
Me and Geddy would probably.
But there's no animosity between me and him.
I know, but there's a wee bit. You could see there being a wee bit of wanting. Like you'd want to hit him, he'd want to hit you a wee bit more.
I don't want to. I absolutely don't want to hit him.
Why to see for charity? You wouldn't want to do a charity like a proper, not on the street.
Yeah. But I would do that for charity. But in no way am I like fucking love to hit that guy.
I know, but if you would do it for charity, but me and Geddes, we're mates.
What does it have to get to where you go? I want to fight you. You know what I mean? Like through something for Twitter. But you can get it would just be a good spectacle. You said it's for a good cause.
Yeah, well that's true.
It'd be a good fight for a good cause.
But I mean,
if you think you'd lose, then
I don't know.
Best to leave it.
I don't know.
Best
I don't
to leave
know
it.
who would win.
Yeah, leave
between
it.
me and Geddes.
You think he'd win? Leave it then.
Yeah, he probably could win. It's just.
Could.
I think if me and Geddes fought, it would be as big a spectacle, a physical match as Dylan White and Derek's is over.
Yeah,
It'll just
yeah,
be
yeah.
two big lads slugging each other with stone
Yeah,
heads.
yeah.
Probably both get long-term brain damage.
But
it'll
it would
be
just
funny.
be a great spectacle. It'd be evenly matched,
Mhm.
and then you hug at the end, and then everyone goes out for the
Yeah.
beer.
But there's not many people. Me and Geddes are essentially the only weight now that could. Well, there's maybe a couple other heavyweights, but whether not they would.
McCann, you could fight McCann.
Yeah, McCann would be a heavyweight now. I would have had him as a light heavyweight, but I think he's enjoyed Christmas a bit much, and he's coming in and his head. I reckon me and Geddes could punch McCann's head from both sides for 3 rounds, and he wouldn't even like his head is like a stone. But I think if McCann had a nasty streak in him, he could be pretty devastating.
Yeah.
And he's big. He's about 6'2" or something. He's a freaky
Yeah.
big lad.
He
And he's
beat-
only young. I don't think
He
his
beat me
bonus
up in
of-
Edinburgh.
He's a farm boy. He's a big. Strong
I'm a motherfucking farm boy.
Like he's a guy that like you could throw. I could see McCann's like if you told him he told you he was a farmer, you could see
Yeah.
him hauling ploys,
Yeah.
baling, and
Yeah.
having just a real sweet wee farm bitch in the house cooking up his din-dins. But no, McCann could be up there. I'm a weight class above McCann and Geddes currently.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'll come down a wee bit and we can
Yeah.
take. But no, McCann's up there now.
So if someone wants to organise comedians boxing
Yeah.
match for charity, get on it.
Or imagine what about the ultimate goal of us? You could continue your bulking and I'll keep.
Sorry, I say comedians, but
till we
we'll
make
let word
patch
in.
it. Yeah.
What?
yeah. So it's a comedians slash
Yeah.
online personalities.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we can do that.
Yeah,
so if that was the case, who would I fight? Is there anyone? Is there anyone I'd like to fight? Is there anyone you'd like to fight? You're like, I'd love to fucking hit.
No,
No.
I'm not really
No.
angry like that.
No. I don't know. But if it comes to be, if someone were to go here, we've sold out the Odyssey for people want to watch you and get
No, Ulster Hall.
Ulster Hall. Well, that's easy to sell out. So if we sold out the Odyssey, something that'd be hard.
Yeah.
I'd fight Geddes, yeah.
Yeah.
But again, I think Geddes would come in.
It'd be a brilliant
good.
fight.
He would work hard at it, and I would work hard at it.
You're both big guys in good shape.
Well, I'm not in good shape. I'm on the way to being in good shape again.
Yeah, but you're healthy.
Yeah. Well, I think it's because the two of us.
You both eat well, I think.
Because we played rugby.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
with a sort of base level of strength, and like my resting heart rate since I put the Fitbit on is now 54 beats per minute, which is a very healthy heart. So, all you haters out there, you know what I'm saying?
Everybody's
Don't race
got
me.
a healthy heart.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we should talk about the big topic and then do a wee bit of news and then take listeners' questions.
Fair enough.
So we do like a big topic every week. We try to. We will talk about something relatively serious and then
Have a bit of banter.
yeah.
Mhm.
So gun control.
Yeah.
Your topic this week.
Yeah, I just thought it was an appropriate topic because it's one of the issues that have caused a lot of backlash onto the POTUS himself, the 45th POTUS.
POTUS
Donald
Redding?
Trump. Yeah. POTUS Trump, the President of the United States. Trump's a bit keen on the odd gun, isn't he?
I got a great idea. Just
Right,
to completely change the subject, but not really.
Okay.
You know the way Trump's inauguration, like Obama's inauguration, you had like Beyonce, everyone was playing at it, all the biggest people in music, and Trump had like just a few of his mates on a guitar that wasn't tuned.
And Three Doors Down, the number one cover band in the world.
What if?
Is it Three Doors Down do that? the cover
Three
band?
Doors Down. No, that's Boyce
No,
Avenue.
Boyce Avenue. That's what I thought.
Okay, so
Alright, my mistake, sorry.
a wee quick impromptu performance. I'm the White House on the phone.
Uh-huh.
I go,
Am I Trump?
Dave, no, you're just
Okay,
you.
okay.
Dave, we need you to perform at the inauguration. We're going to give you $1 million
Yeah,
just to sing a song.
yeah.
We loved Boytown a couple of weeks ago with your Eurovision
Yeah.
thing. So we want you to be called Boris.
Okay,
You're Russian.
okay, I'm on Boris.
You're like the Russian Drake.
Okay.
You're like the Russian Drake, and we just want you to freestyle a song. We just want you to make it up because you're really good at it.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage. He's Russia's Drake, Boris. Just do a song quick.
Give me a beat.
What sort?
A beat. A rap beat. I'm a Russian
Oh,
Drake.
you've come to the right guy. Boom, ch, boom, boom, ch,
Yes. You better take notice.
boom,
I'm with the
Boom,
45th
boom.
POTUS.
boom, ch,
My boy Donald
boom,
Trump.
boom, ch,
He's
boom,
going
boom,
to dump
boom, boom,
missiles on you.
boom, boom,
Boom,
boom,
boom.
boom, boom.
I'm Boris.
Boom,
I'm
boom,
a sexy guy.
boom, boom, ch.
I got spunky
boom.
mad. Yeah, Boris, like it. Yeah, it's good.
Okay, give me one.
And what would that be described as by Trump? The greatest performance.
This
Of
guy
all
is the
time.
greatest, okay?
He's number one.
Yeah.
Does he speak a lot like Doctor Evil, doesn't he? The way he moves his mouth.
Right.
I'm the number one guy, Mr. Bigglesworth. You're cool. I like you.
Okay, set me up.
Right, you are okay. Hold on. Hello, is this Shanto?
It's Shane Todd.
Hey Shanto, I want to
Shane
get you to perform on POTUS Trump's inauguration. Okay?
Yeah.
Except
I don't really want to do.
he wants you to perform as you have to pretend to be a character.
How much
'cause
money?
We're talking $500,000.
Okay, yeah.
For
I'll do
2 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want you to be.
Mates rates, I'll do it.
Okay, I want you to be a French
Yeah. Well.
ballad artist
Well.
who's really, really upset about the French Revolution. So,
Well.
in your mind, you have to talk about the Trump Revolution and how this revolution will get you over
Well.
the disappointment of the French Revolution.
Well.
Please welcome to the stage, Chanteau.
No, I need like a performance.
Le Chanteau de Francais.
Bonjour. We have to stop the pollution.
Oh, hold on, Chanteau.
Wait.
Trump doesn't believe in that.
Bonjour. We need more pollution. For someone who is France, I just want to let you know surprisingly little about the French Revolution. I don't know much. You might think it's crap. I have only seen a little bit of Les Miserables. But I am sad about the revolution.
And I'm in your ear, okay?
Wait.
Talk about building the wall.
But we have all had a fall, but we will be okay when Donald builds his wall.
Talk about POTUS not believing in climate change.
Cringe. That is me done.
Everybody, it's Chanteau de la Francais.
Killed it, absolutely killed it. So gun control.
Yeah. I just don't think guns are very good. I don't think guns are very good people, so they're dangerous.
You should give a TED talk.
You know, I'd be like, guns.
Hey,
Don't-
guys, whoa.
Don't.
Whoa.
Hey.
Relax.
See, for example, can I shoot you dead
No.
if I don't have a gun?
No.
If I do, can I?
Yeah.
There you go. You know, Trump is one of these guys, and he would basically say that, look, the problem with people like turning up like their Sandy Hook or any other school shootings are like, well, we should give guns to people in school to combat these shooters. But like, if you say you have an assembly hall and everybody in the assembly hall has a gun, you're more likely that somebody will be shot dead by a gun than if you're in an assembly hall and nobody has a gun.
Yeah.
And gun control in the States, I think Obama's looking to change it and make it a bit harder to get it. Like, there's people who can just go into like Wise Buys or somewhere over here and just be like, I'll have a gun, you know, but buy it, and it's dangerous, and people, they don't assess their mental health. And
yeah, there should definitely be like, you would think, like an exam to get one.
Like Japan.
Training, you've got to do training, and you maybe have to do like a mental evaluation or something.
Do you know, like in Japan, they have like one of the best, they have guns, but they've like the strictest, like you have to do a gun usage test every year, renew it every year. You have to go for a mental health assessment and everything before you get it.
Yeah, that
and you
makes
have
sense.
to keep it stored, like in a
Up your bum.
up your bum.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You have to keep it.
Why is Tom Jones getting the gun? Oh!
But you have to have it stored
Right up there.
in a separate bum,
Yeah.
separate safety deposit box to the bullets.
Oh, okay.
So it can't even be stored together. So it's worth looking at.
So if you break into someone's house in Japan, it's going to take them ages to shoot you.
Yeah, but luckily they've got like the kung fu and stuff that they stole from the Chinese people and just use that.
Yeah.
So I just think that.
What was the sometimes when you look at like the American shootings and stuff like that, it just seems so alien that something like that could happen.
Yeah.
And you sort of, but then you went to Sullivan Upper,
Yeah.
and was it like 20 years ago?
Yeah. There's a guy.
No, I think it was something like 20.
There's a guy, Garnet Bell, came in with a flamethrower, and he
Into an exam
assembly
hall?
hall, exam hall, and just attacked people with a flamethrower, which is probably the
And
only
like
thing
that happened.
like that.
That's miles,
Yeah.
literally miles from where we live.
Yeah.
So I remember I was a kid at the time, and I remember, like,
Mhm.
not real, like not thinking that was reality
Yeah.
almost. But you know, it's not impossible that
Yeah.
some person
But
with a gun
again,
could come and do a school
as-
here. It's
as-
not impossible.
As sort of ridiculous as it sounds, that he came in with a homemade flamethrower. Nobody died that day. You know, if he had a gun, there would be probably a higher percentage chance that people would have died.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it just seems to me that because there just needs to be tighter control. They're so readily available. I know it's one of the is it one of the constitutional rights, the bear
Yeah,
arms,
I think
the
it's the
right to
Second
bear
Amendment,
arms?
if I'm not.
Yeah, and I just think that it's just it needs looked at.
Jim Jeffries makes the point on one of the stand-up things that like it's called an amendment because you can amend it. You
Yeah.
can amend an amendment.
Yeah, and it's just like as much as Trump is banter and all, people should. He, you know, has some scary thoughts on things, and hopefully his advisors will go look on it. You know, the irony in it being, I would say he's probably the highest percentage, probably the highest odds, or to be shot of a president in a long time, to be assassinated. There's that sort of feeling against him, you know, and that would be pretty, you know, be terrible to see 'cause you don't want to see anyone shot dead. But
The ironic thing is that could change the gun
Yeah.
control laws, but
that's the thing, and I think that, you know, another thing just on Trump, the amount of people hating on him. You know what I mean? He should be like at the end of the day, he's not really done anything yet. You should hope for the best with the president. You know what I mean? He could come in. Hopefully, he's the best president of all time. You know, every president you get, you should be hoping they're the best it's ever been. You know, and hopefully Trump will do the same. People, it sort of frustrates me a wee bit whenever you hear like I want to stay part of the European Union. I voted to remain.
Yeah.
So people like protect, like that's what democracy is. You don't always get it the way you want it, but at the same time, whenever you want to vote, like it's like over here, we complain about DUP and Sinn Féin. We always do in the podcast, but again, you know, people are still voting for them. So at the end of the day, as much as it annoys you, you have to respect the democratic process and the whole like it's not going to change. You know what I mean? I'm a big believer. Like the flag protest, it was voted down. The flag was voted down by a majority. You have to accept it. That's the whole point.
But then if you feel strongly for something, then you know, you don't just sit back. You do something.
But see, with the flag protest, what do you think they're going to do? Put it back up again because you protested it?
But that's different in this.
Uh-huh.
Women are marching and men as well because they want to make sure. I think if I've got this right, that Donald Trump is gonna respect women's rights, which will contradict some stuff that he said.
See, I honestly think Trump has played a blinder to get in. Like he's just, and he even said it himself years back.
Well,
that he
any
would
president
run-
that gets elected.
Yeah, but he would run for president as a Republican, even though he views himself as a Democrat, because he feels that he could to almost dupe that electorate into voting him, and he's in. So it'd be really good to see it if he actually was a good president. And like I've seen other things about him too, like employees who've worked for him said he's the greatest boss. You know, he really respects women. He treats us as equal. So again, time will tell. You know what I mean. So let's hope he is good for the sake of the world. He doesn't wreck the place, and let's just hope that he surprises
this
people
podcast.
and sponsors the podcast.
Yeah.
Actually, could we get Ivanka to maybe
Yeah.
give us? We'll holler at her. So imagine he's a Trump in front of our
Yeah.
laptops.
I'll swear in the
sponsored by
Make
Trump.
America Great Again
Yeah,
hats.
I would do that if sponsorship was there.
So we're going to have some new content coming out. Maybe by the time the podcast has come out or this week, we'll have a new MC Beezer video out, which is like a political rap about what's going on in NI at the minute. Michael Foster's been making the song, which I think's really good.
It is good.
It just needs a wee bit of work, but it's good.
Good song.
So look out for that. We're shooting a video for that tomorrow, which is Monday.
Do you think you'll get a retweet from Lad Flag in your song?
Not now. Not now. But yeah, look out for that. I'll be posting about that. And you're going to do some more Jim North stuff, your fitness character.
Yep, I've written some new stuff about him today. I think it's going to be good. It's going to be a wee follow up on the others, and hope that's if I'm allowed to do it now in time. Mightn't be allowed to put it out until after the license is out, but
No, you will be, as long as it's
so.
different
Yeah.
type stuff. It'll
Okay.
you know, you'll help it if anything. Then you
Yeah.
know, you're sort of doing a wee bit.
But
of
once
advertising.
it's clear, I'll do that. But he should be only licensed in February, I believe. It's going to be out, so keep way out BBC One for that.
Very nice. Yeah, we'll plug
Yeah.
that obviously when it's out.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, so let's do some recommendations for other podcasts. Listen to Colin Geddes' podcast, General Banter, which comes out every Tuesday.
Is it Tuesday or Wednesday?
Yeah,
Tuesday. Yeah.
Sometimes I think he does Wednesday.
Yeah.
That's on SoundCloud. Check out Mickey Bartlett's podcast, Hanging with Mickey Bartlett,
yeah.
which he started, but I think he's in New York this week, so maybe he won't be able to do one.
He
but-
should be super hanging. I would love it if he did
Yeah,
one
yeah.
because he
the
seems like
WhatsApp
he's
group,
having
it's
great
been a messy
adventures.
trip.
Yeah, it seems like he's having a great time.
It's been a messy trip. And then, is McCann starting a podcast?
No,
He's not.
no,
Alright.
not for
Well,
a while,
yeah.
I wouldn't say.
But if he does, listen to it.
Yeah, and also while we're on that, just, if you like our wee one, tell people about it. Subscribe to it.
Well, we'll
rate
do
it,
that. We'll do a
you
wee
know?
final social media shout at the end.
What's
but
this we've got?
we have a Twitter question from Michael Jardine. He says, any hangover stories? Heading back to Belfast from Holland and could use some top shelf banter.
Top shelf banter, as in like porn mag banter, because one of the top shelf. He
Oh,
wants a
right,
triple
yeah,
X-rated dirty.
Do you have any hangover stories? I don't really drink up much to get hangovers these days anymore.
No, I'm trying to think. Like
I've had some bad ones in the past.
I could have plenty.
I've had 2-3
stories.
day hangovers from not drinking that much.
No, I get good and hungover a lot. Like I've ceased to drink as much now. I've got a bit older, and the older you get, the longer the hangovers last. Unfortunately, you have to do adulty things.
Yeah.
and you can't really be hungover that much. But
I just need greasy food.
yeah, I would eat a lot of greasy food. I once was sick into my own shirt when I was really hungover. Went back to my parents for dinner, and I felt the bugs coming on, and I just was like, I'm gonna be sick, and I can't just be sick on my tailor. So I held out my shirt in front
Like
of
a
me
big
like
bib,
this, like
yeah.
a big bib, and just poked in it and carried the dripping boke down, emptied it in the toilet. It's pretty gross. And I was in France one time. I got really, really, really drunk. Got very hungover. In fact, I have the best hangover story. I'll tell you after this one. I was heading down to the beach, and I was like, I'm hungover. I need a bit of sunlight. I need a bit of D to make me feel better.
And then a bit of vitamin D as well.
A bit of vitamin D. So I headed down. I was like, you know when you're hungover. It's like, I imagine what it must be like when you're pregnant. You've like a real craving, and there's only a certain thing that you want when you're hungover to help that craving. I was like, I really want like a lemony drink.
Mm-hmm.
A really nice.
We found a lemon.
That's just something really cold and lemony.
Right.
So I was heading down, and I saw this guy doing slushies. He had like all these slushies, and I was like, oh, that's just exactly what the doctor ordered. So I said to him, yeah, I saw a nice green one. I was like, oh, fair, that's going to be delicious, like nice, lemony, limey. So I said, I'll have one of those. Un verre, s'il vous plaît. Handed
Nice,
over.
yeah.
And you know, I was so thirsty, so hungover. I
S'il vous
sipped
plaît,
it
s'il vous plaît.
right down, oui, c'est bon. And I just drank it all down, loads of it. And as I swallowed it, felt the colour, I realised it wasn't actually lime. It was mint. And it tasted exactly like mouthwash. And as soon as I realised it was mint, I looked the guy in the eye and then boked all over the straight front. And he just probably called me in tête de bite.
What does that mean?
Dickhead.
Oh,
In French. So
alright.
it was bad, but I have the best hangover story, right?
Go ahead.
A previous stag, I wasn't even a stag do, just a holiday. I was on holiday with my friends to Albufeira. And have I talked about this in the podcast before?
Oh, yeah, with Pink?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, the witch? The pink?
Pink shirt, like dressing up all in pink.
No, that's a different one. So, for some reason, we thought it would be good banter to have a thong night. So we all wear thongs.
Yeah, you have told this in the
And
podcast.
on the podcast, have I?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I did that on the hungover.
That's good.
Showed my thong to everybody.
Right, Aaron McC5 says, did you know Hollywood the town got its name from two cute gay guys baptising their dicks? But what's your biggest football or rugby moment in your life? Football was going to watch Northern Ireland at the Euros, the Ukraine and the Wales game.
Mine, I thought he meant playing. Playing wise,
Oh, playing?
it's
going to have to go Windsor Park, don't worry about it.
My wee Sullivan team, whenever we were medallions, won the medallion shield. That was pretty cool.
It's going to have to go Windsor Park, don't worry about it. Eddie McAloon, friend of the show.
Macalunatic.
I'm not asking that. Eddie, you've been really cheeky there, you're a bad boy.
Oh, right, it's cheeky.
That's slimy.
It is cheeky.
We don't want that from you, Eddie. We don't want that from you. Car B92, think you and Dave should do a Mr. and Mrs. for the YouTube version. Get them pink and blue ping pong bats out. What does that mean?
Mr. and Mrs. the TV show.
Oh,
You've not
play the
seen it
game?
yet?
Oh, yeah, let's do that. That's a great show.
He just saw ping pong bats and got excited. He's like, yeah.
Carl, that's a great show. We will do that.
Yes, yeah,
we'll play that next week if I can
sounds
remember.
I'll put a wee note here of it.
SP Ken says, can you say "we mer" one time on the podcast for a really bad inside joke? I've just said it. Do you want to say it too?
Weimer?
Weimer, like we as in like we mer, like
Weimer.
yeah, there you go.
Probably got small dicks, the joke there, I would imagine.
Happy Gilmore UK says, do you think anyone under 30 in NI really gives a fuck about the assembly, or do we all just care about our next sesh? We'll probably care about both
Yeah.
in equal measure, I would say.
I tell you what, if we had just had a good government, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah.
Alex Hamill, mate of the show. Favourite football team in Northern Ireland, England, Scotland, Spain. Alex Hamill is determined to find out where my
Let me
loyalties
see
lie
this.
football-wise.
I'll answer. You don't me to answer this.
Yeah.
In Northern Ireland, it's Crusaders because they're the champions, and
Glory
also
Hunter.
a mate of mine plays for them.
Glory Hunter. Only one, you're not mates with Decky Goodell?
Oh, well, two.
Oh, one, alright. You
Right,
don't like
okay.
Decky, alright.
Right, I do. Deck's a nice guy.
Okay.
So yeah, Crusaders, Northern Ireland, England. Big Arsenal fan. They're my number one. I love Arsenal, which is probably fucking bad 'cause I'm missing their match. But whatever, we'll get on to that. Scotland. Inverness, Cali Thistle, because I went to Inverness once. So it was nice.
It's a good name.
And Spain. Who would have said Spain? I don't know. Probably Barcelona because I went to see them live. Even though I hate Barcelona, but
I'll go Northern Ireland and Gavin Swifts because we played Northern Ireland Comedians charity match there. Scored a hat-trick in that too. England
Penalty
is
save?
Man United. You saved penalty. That's right. I forgot you played in that.
Yeah.
Scotland is Hearts because I just went like you. I just went there. I went to a game there once. So, and Spain is Barcelona.
in fact, no, I like Sevilla,
wouldn't say
but
I'm
then
a
I
fan.
didn't because Nasri moved to them. Fuck 'em.
I don't think that's a question, but Roisin will like it. Sean McLean says, "Would you ever do a gig in Newcastle, as in Newcastle County Down?"
Aye.
Yeah,
Aw.
I was supposed to do one at Christmas, but it got cancelled.
Sly.
Me and Mickey Bartlett were supposed to do a big show, but
Mickey went to New York and got fucked ever since.
yeah, no, it was supposed to be at Christmas,
Oh, right, in Christmas.
but it got cancelled. But yeah, we would maybe do a wee Edinburgh preview up in the Anchor Bar.
Yeah, and you know what Anchor rhymes with? Danke, which is Germany for thank you. So thank you guys for the question. Not Germany, German.
Thank you guys for listening.
Yeah, it's been nice.
Thank you for listening. I'm on social media. On Twitter, I'm at Shane Todd. On Instagram, I'm at Shane Todd Comedy. On Snapchat, I'm Shane S Todd. These should all be the same, but they're all different.
Man. And me, I don't know what I'm on Instagram. I'm the Dave Elliott on Instagram. And on
The
Twitter,
Dave Elliott.
and on, what's the?
Oh,
Actually, and on Twitter, I'm the Dave Elliott.
the Dave Elliott.
And on Facebook, I think it's Dave Elliott Comedian.
Dave Elliott Comedian.
Or else Dave Elliott Comedy.
Dave Elliott Comedy.
95%.
Dave Elliott.
Comedy. Give it a like and then
Dave Elliott.
send me nice wee messages, no?
Dick pics.
Get enough of them from you, bruh.
Okay, thanks very much for listening. Go on to iTunes and subscribe to the podcast, please. Leave a wee comment. Rate it. If you like it, give it a wee 5-star rating. If you like it. If you don't, give it 5.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself. If you don't like it, get fucked.
Right, we're away on our adventures.
See you later.
And we'll see you next week. Let me give you a wee kiss in the head.
Okay, and we'll close the laptop. So there you go.
Oh no, I need that.